valuing them and who they are. But now it's become very specialized, and we'll go into some detail. Some of the guiding questions among the first is, what is the relationship between SEL and student performance? What are the benefits? Number three, how can teachers implement SEL in the classroom? And four, during distance learning in the current climate, how can teachers conduct SEL? Five being organizations or online resources that support SEL. And let's go through some of those first. So social and emotional learning is an integral part of education and human development. SEL is a process through which all young people and adults acquire and apply the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to develop healthy identities, manage emotions, and achieve personal and collective goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain supportive relationships, and make responsible and caring decisions, according to this organization here, Castle. The history of it is broad, but to get specific, in the 60s, there's the Comer School Development Program, which was founded at the Yale School of Medicine, and it focused on improving academic and social programs for the underserved and the marginalized, low-performing schools. In 95, Daniel Coleman's popular book, Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ, brought widespread attention to the concepts that underpin social and emotional learning, the SEL. More recently, in 97, the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning, CASEL, published some information that has influenced the way we look at the classroom, for good reason. It's a self-awareness, one, a focus on the core components of SEL. Self-awareness, the abilities to understand one's own emotions, thoughts, and values, and how they influence behavior across contexts. Self-management, the ability to manage one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. So we have a lot of emotions, thoughts, of awareness and managing our emotions as some of the core concepts of social emotional learning, which can have long-term effects, as we'll see in a minute. The third, I guess, checklist to the SEL SEL definition is social awareness, the abilities to understand and have compassion, maybe to empathize with others, including those from diverse backgrounds. Four, relationship skills, the ability to maintain supportive relationships, a network of individuals, maybe, right? Your safety net, and to capitalize on that, and to be aware of it, and to maybe understand the need for healthy relationships, right? What is SEL? The fifth one being another core component, responsible decision making, responsibility, right? With all of those other core requirements is being responsible, and the ability to make good decisions, personal and within our social interactions as well. So it's almost identifying that, it's these are very important characteristics and abilities to have in our society, right? So as we continue this this presentation here, so what are the benefits? It seems to show that there's academic improvement. Outcomes are increased. Definitely a long-term impact and a global potential impact for SEL. It says 11-to-1 ratio of return on investment. So for every $1 we invest, we get back 11. It seems very, very effective. Can help reduce poverty and improve economic mobility, empower maybe young individuals, and help them. Improves lifetime outcomes. what are the benefits? This is the source and some of the where we got that information from. So it leads to academic outcomes, as we said, and you can find that information in this article here, written by Durlock and his colleagues. Conducted a meta-analysis of 213 school-based universal social and emotional learning programs involving 270,034 kindergarten students through high school students, and it showed that a lot of improvements occurred compared to controls. SEL participants demonstrated significant improvement in social and emotional skills, attitudes, behavior, and academic performance. That reflected an 11 percentile point gain in achievement. So that's some of the data and the research that that I guess supports the SEL program, SEL type of curriculum. The benefits, as we said, are long term, and there's another study there. A return on investment, as we mentioned earlier, can help reduce poverty, improves lifetime outcomes. So, how can teachers implement SEL in the classroom? Um, Obviously, there's still more to learn and to more research to be done before you just start interpreting an SEL and try to do it on your own. I think it's in everybody's best interest to understand exactly what SEL is and what are the benefits or the just just very important to understand what it is we're talking about here. So if we need to, obviously you need to do your own research and continue to find out if SEL is right for you and your student in your classroom. But if you are ready, how can teachers implement SEL in the classroom? Well, there's a really awesome kind of a template to check off on what constitutes a classroom that has SEL in it, embedded in that. And it can be found here. We're going to click on it in a short second. But before that, it's about building a supportive classroom, right? Building a supportive classroom with love and compassion and understanding and valuing your students the way they are, that they bring cultural assets the way they are, that they have resilient abilities within them already, that they're leaders within themselves already, that they're capable of doing great things already, right? So I guess seeing their potential, valuing them, building a supportive environment for them to grow and develop their skills, that's at the center of it. Valuing student-centered activities and learning instead of the teacher lecturing and telling them and you know putting little bits of knowledge in them, allowing them to develop their own skills with their own peers and develop maybe abilities to control their emotions and to have practice in controlling their emotions in the classroom before they get to the real world or before they get to the job site. So the integration of SEO and instruction, fostering academic mindsets, aligning SEO and academic objectives, using that interactive pedagogy. Very explicit SEL instruction that can be found here. Let's click on it. Really cool. It's, oh, wait. The one I had seen was a little different. Let me see. Oh, awesome. This one's cool too. I had actually thought I had clicked on another link. Anyway, but that's the website, Castle. They have various, I guess, tools and various guideline templates. I think this one is more for the school. The one I'm sorry. But you can look it up on your own as well. They're there. So let's continue on to SEO and how can they do it in the classroom. Well, Castle provides some some templates for you, and you can also Google it, and various other credible sites and school university departments can guide you and go from there. During distance learning, how can teachers conduct SEL? Definitely using evidence-based strategies to help develop social and emotional skills through through the internet, in a sequenced and consistent pattern. We can also make corrections between SEL and what we're learning. Make connections. I'm sorry, that's my error. I meant to write connections there. So students need to make connections. They can hopefully make connection between SEL and what they're learning, and initiate reflection and discussion. Meaning the content that's being delivered, the instruction that's being delivered, should be connected to their own experiences and to their cultural norms, their environment, to some of the things that they can relate to help them reflect and to make connections. So allow students to express their feelings and emotions or thoughts about the current distance learning environment through emoticons and symbols, just so that they can be aware of what they're feeling. Um, and I think that goes a long way when we're able to just simply reflect and have a minute and ask ourselves, how am I, why am I feeling this, or how am I feeling, right? Um, Gives you a moment to maybe reflect on why you're feeling a certain way, or what emotion is going on. So it's important to allow the students to express themselves and give them an opportunity to reflect on and to identify their feelings. So share with students how you as an educator might feel about the same situation, just as we ask them about how do they feel about distance learning. The teacher can also share with them to build trust, to build some connections there with your students, and help create good trusting relationships, as well as positive that are and sincere, right? Sincere, trusting, positive, healthy relationships with students, so that they can um, maybe consider some of the things that you're asking them to do, right? Allow students to share their concerns and questions about the course or assignments. So allow for input, allow for critique, allow for their input with regards to the assignments and what's going on. So going over the expectations and basic introduction of SEL with each and every student can also help, I think, and go a long way. If we're identifying with the students what SEL is and what we're trying to get them to be like, or get them to try to develop, I think it's worthwhile to identify it and to have that visualized, or put into a context. So some of those are definitely not all the things, but some of the things that we can do as educators during this distance learning environment to help promote SEL. These are some of the resources that are available. Castle, the Edutopia article, there's a school guide. The best one is definitely the nculibguides.com. This one here at the bottom, it gives you a vast amount of resources that are available to you. The North Central University Library and it's just awesome, pretty cool source for SEL. And that's it. Thank you from Shinyi and me, Gerardo. So thank you.